Sammy Slaughter has risen up and killed her collegiate commitment list down to 3 schools. Well, it's not pretty, Elliott. It's raining, it's windy, the tarp is on the field. We're not sure if we're even going to get this game in. After more than 3,000 minor league at-bats, Dusty Coleman finally clubbed his first major league hit 2 days ago. Well, that was just the entree because the dessert was so much sweeter. Behind me is the Gregory Gorilla. It has no name. I don't understand why. I want to name him Greg, so I'm going to do that today. Greg the Gorilla is hoping to bring good luck for the home team, the Gorillas. While the Dobbs brothers have their own goals, Lincoln Tennis is going to need its dynamic duo to step up in order to win their 4th state title in a row. Canaries had a rough start to the season, but things are starting to turn around for the Birds. Sioux Falls has taken 8 of its last 10 and looks to take the series versus the first place Saints. In order to take your score to the next level in equestrian, having a connection with your horse is a necessity. I got Jack next to me, the South Dakota State mascot. What do you think is going to happen in this game, Jack? I think he's predicting a Jackrabbit win. For week 1 or 2, that was pretty loud. This guy's my favorite right here, Thor. He's wild. He can't even keep the hat on.
Jonah Leo, a name that will go down in powerlifting history.
5 pounds at a time, honestly. It's been steps, and it's been learning from those that have been there, that are there.
Leo is a 2-time IPF world champion, but his first title meant more to him than just a shiny piece of gold.
Come on, Jonah! This is for the gold medal position.
My storyline's a little different. The first time I won it, I remember coming off the platform, and it was just really surreal, like it didn't just happen. And it took a little while to sink in. Mainly because my wife was at home, 9 months pregnant, and I had to jump on the first plane to get home. And she was born within a week after my first world championship.
Since that first title, the St. Paul, Nebraska native has found himself shattering records.
Jonah Leo has lifted 865 pounds twice in his career, which is nearly 6 times as much as me.
Block out the number. You don't worry about the number, you just go by feel. And if you get wrapped up into a 300-pound weight or 200-pound weight, it's a mind game.
Jonah Leo!
Despite breaking the record 4 different times, Leo wants to treat the game with respect, and he does that by helping coach.
He's changed me 180 degrees. I mean, I came in here originally benching way different than I was now. I mean, my form's better, the strength's better. I mean, everything about me is better in terms of benching, and I give that all the credit to Jonah here.
While Leo sees himself coaching full-time in the near future, he still is a part of the game, and he wants to take his record back by lifting 882 pounds.
It's honestly an honor to travel and represent the United States, so I cherish it.
Jonah Leo! The man to beat!
Reporting in Sioux Falls, Reece Van Hapton, KSFY Sports.
Sioux Falls has 14 players that have been around for about a long 12 years, but one has been around baseball his entire life.
I took a lot. He taught me since I was 3-4 years old, and it's always been that way. Always been hard on me.
Marcus Phillips is used to being in the spotlight. Ever since he was a young child, baseball has been coursing through his veins.
My dad was actually done playing when I was born, but he was coaching in the Marlins organization. And whenever I was able to go to his games, after every game, he'd take me into the clubhouse and I'd get to hang out with all the players. And then he'd take me, my sister, and my brother out in the field, and we'd play a little wiffle ball after the games.
Wiffle balls quickly turned into baseballs, thanks to his natural-born gift.
I mean, everything is about sports in our family and our kids' athletic events. So to me, it's just been normal for him to be in sports.
You know, he's just a competitor, a high-spirited guy, but off of the team, he's relaxed. He's got his arms around people. And the reality is we have about 3 leaders, and so with that, Marcus is one of them.
A leader that has sprouted in stature. This 13-year-old isn't concerned about the spotlight that could be thrown his way during the Little League World Series.
It's not really pressure. Like, the team takes off the pressure because you know the team behind you is going to make the plays. So it's not much pressure.
You know, I don't know that he realizes what that pressure is. He has mentioned to me before each of the 2 games that he's pitched in about being nervous. But once the game starts, he just starts playing.
Coach Riley says Phillips is expected to take the mound on Friday against Greenville. In Williamsport, Reece Van Haften, KSFY Sports. Welcome back. The SDSU men's basketball team had a Cinderella-like season last year, but with a new year comes new hiccups. 5 seniors graduating and a coaching change has contributed to the Jacks' 1-4 start. SDSU travels to Sioux Falls for a chance to spark a turnaround in the Pentagon Showcase. Cole Jennery takes it to the free throw line and knocks down the elbow jumper for the Jacks. SDSU is off to a good start. The UC Irvine Anteaters answer. Dominique Dunning jumps the passing lane and takes it the other way for the easy layup. UC Irvine is pulling away. The Rabbits, though, continue to try to make things happen. Reed Tellinghusen off the screen quickly fires and bangs home the trifecta. It can't be a Jacks highlight, though, without Mike Dahm. Here he is doing things in the post and getting the contested 2. It wouldn't help the Jacks, though, as they fall to the Anteaters 63-52. Heading down the road to the Elman Center, Augustana took on Peru State. Augie showed off its ball movement early. Adam Beyer with a no-look one-hand pass to John Warren. And it's nothing but net to put the Vikings up early. Augustana continues to show off the flashy passing. Jordan Spencer a dime on the no-look to Lucas Walford, and he lays it in, and we are tied at 5. It took the Vikes a little before they warmed up in this one, but Spencer with the steal, and he stops and pops from 3. That rattles home for the Englishman. Vikings up by 3. The threes would continue to fall. A pick and pop. Zach Huskin tickles the twine from 3. The Vikings wind up pulling away, taking this one 89-66. As for Augie's women's team, they also faced Peru State. The Vikings were rolling from the start in this one. Sydney Rome rises and fires from behind the arc, canning the 3 to put the Vikes up 11-3. Augustana would show their post play too, some nice ball movement, and then the post move by Paige Peterson. And the Vikes get 2 more on the board. Augie goes up by 10. The Vikings continue to flash the ball movement. Naomi Russ seals off the defender and banks home the bucket. Augie pulling away at 21-7. The freshman gets in on the action also. Hannah Metexon with a quick trigger. Nothing but twine on the triple as Augie moves to 4-2 on the season with a 92-45 win. Sliding over to the hockey rink, the Stampede are not off to a start that they would have liked. A young team has contributed to the herd starting out 5-10-1. The Stampede are happy to be on their home ice against the defending Clark Cup champions. The Tri-City Storm would come out firing. Charlie Kelleher slaps one on goal, and it's deflected into the corner by Joseph Completo to put the Storm up 1-0. Tri-City would keep pushing the net. Paul Washy is in the right place at the right time, and he slides the puck into a wide open net. 2-0 Storm. The Stampede would shift the momentum later, though. On the power play, Nolan Walker flings it in the bottom left corner, and the Herd are on the board, down 2-1. Sioux Falls uses the momentum in the second period. Eric McAdams waits right here and then flicks the shot 5-hole. When the Herd find themselves tied at 2, the Stampede would pull out the win in overtime 4-3. Moving up to the NHL now, the Wild took on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Minnesota comes out ready in this one. Keep pounding the net until the puck goes in. That's what Minnesota does here, and Charlie Coyle taps this one in to put the Wild up 1-0. Minnesota is now on the power play. Jonas Brodin scored one the other night. He's back at it with a slapper into the top right corner, giving Minnesota the 2-goal advantage. The Wild were still putting pucks on net. Charlie Coyle rifles this one off the goalie and into the twine for his second of the game, and Minnesota is up 3-1 late in the first. This game was full of goals, mostly for Minnesota. Zach Parise keeps hacking, and that one finally goes in the top right corner. Wild roll in this game, winning 6-2. Moving over to football now. The rivalry week is here for college football. The Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Iowa Hawkeyes are set to face off in a Big Ten West battle. Both teams want a chance to get their hands on the Heroes Trophy in this one. The Hawkeyes come out bursting to start. Akram Wadley slithers through the defense into the secondary, and he is gone. 75 yards to the house, leaning into the finish line as Iowa is out to a 6-0 lead. And the Hawkeyes weren't even close to done. C.J. Beathard wings it over the middle to Riley McCarron, and he bursts ahead, finding space. This one will go 77 yards into the end zone. Iowa's pulling out all the long plays to take a 13-0 lead. Iowa continues to run through the Cornhuskers defense. LaShawn Daniels Jr. had a long run to get here, and he finishes it off, slicing through the hole for a 4-yard TD run. Hawkeyes up 20-3, and Iowa wouldn't look back from there. They control this one the whole way, taking it 40-10. And that is a look at sports. Doudna will have a last check of weather after the break.